Hello, everybody, and welcome
Oh,
back to Untold Realms. Let me just check this audio. Yep, it's good. I can hear my voice. So, I am here once again after a somewhat impromptu vacation for the squad of gifted individuals, as I like to call them. But,
You're gifted too.
I mean, yeah, true. I'm like the whole Christmas tree.
I mean, you have the whole Christmas tree swinging down there. I mean,
My God.
Starting out
Anyway.
strong. Fuck yeah.
Well-
Sorry.
Wouldn't be D&D without without flirting with the homies.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Correct.
speaking of D&D, in the previous session, before we all left off to do some other stuff IRL, what were we doing? Oh yeah, we were fighting demons inside that one park. So the crew had woken up after having just snuck into the basement of the Cathedral of Life, finding the goop, and then Nezrin brought it back home, drank some of it, met Elric in a dream. Then after waking up that next day, met up with Lawrence, had a little chit chat with them. I think it was pancakes you guys ate.
Yes.
And then later on, after also quickly getting in contact with Henrik to talk with him about a future plan, there was this weird, hazy, like smog in the air, and like a bad smell as well, and also one crow that seemed very excited to get blasted with an Eldritch Blast, I think it was. Nezrin was not having it when they saw that crow.
Nuh-uh.
You all then followed this like smoky miasma throughout the city to a nearby park with a well in it, where you discovered there was in fact a bunch of like demons just chilling out in the open. And after a fierce battle against them and killing them, their bodies turned into this black goop on the ground that started flowing through the seams in the in the stone, towards the same direction, as if they were almost like getting pulled as their vaguely humanoid shapes tried to claw away from the direction they were being pulled to.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, you're all now standing just outside that small stone courtyard with the well in it. You see the demons being like schlorped away along the ground, or the remains of the demons being schlorped away. What do you all do as you watch that happen?
No! Sorry.
Sorry, my
Is
mic
that
was
a
stuck. I'm back. Ugh.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I think it was confused because I have the controller plugged in. Anyway, hey.
Hey.
The demons got slurped back into the ground?
They are
Indeed.
slurping in a direction.
Oh,
they're getting pulled by the demon miasma. Then I'm not going to use the rest of that description we were given earlier today.
Damn. Remind me very quick, Makeshift. We don't have the fake King of the Feywild or Lawrence with us. It's just us plus Wayland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only Wayland is here.
Alright. I'm just gonna be like holding my side of it and calling out to the others. Sound off? Anyone? Anyone hurt?
Just a scream.
I'll live.
Alright.
I say that being at almost half HP.
I'm full HP. I'm good.
Good, hell yeah.
I can
I'm
heal.
alright.
Just one
Just
HP.
confused. Oh yeah, like, didn't Alice take a bunch of damage in the previous encounter?
Yeah, Yasha's beaten up.
Oh,
Laris's thought has been beaten up.
Time to heal that man.
I am on my way. I'm going to walk over to the orc, request uppies, and curl around his neck as I cast Yeah, cure wounds.
Gotcha. Do you grant the uppies?
Yes, indeed, I do.
Hell yeah.
Bees
Nice.
granted.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's above average. Get 10 hit points back.
Hell yeah.
Yippee!
Now I'm back at 55.
Sorry, that's just more than my max, but sure.
Yeah. Speaking of, you're also at half, lady.
Yeah.
I want to heal that cat. Actually,
Are you approaching Soldier and be like, I want to heal that cat?
I am approaching Soldier, but I'm just gonna point a finger upwards and cure wounds this bitch.
You have to touch for cure wounds.
Come here.
I will take cat almost by the scruff here.
Take cat by scruff, reaches up, touches cat's foot, and just
Yeah.
cure wounds.
Yeah.
Cat back up.
Get 8 healing points.
Hell yeah.
idiot.
Cure that. Wait, that is the wrong. Other way around. There we go. Hell yeah.
I would also like to use my arcane recovery to get back a yeah, that is my wizard stuff. To get back a first level spell slot. Thanks.
Gotcha. You do that.
Pog, he said the thing, he said the line, get him!
Lol. Anyway, Waylon then starts walking in the direction of the goop flowing away, the demon goop. Looks back at the group and just says, well, no point in standing around. And
Yeah,
turns back towards it and keeps walking.
Regather in the text somewhere else. Do we have a way of contacting the big mayor dragon at the moment? I ask into the group.
It was like a stone.
Oh, above table. I don't recall if he gave you a sending stone, because it would have been like...
It was the
15
one-time
sessions ago.
use thing.
I think.
Actually,
No, wait.
no, not for the mayor. That was
Hen-
for Henry.
Yeah, Henrik gave us the.
Henrik.
He gave you a
Maybe
sending
that's it.
stone that loses its charge over time. It's not a permanent one. The mayor just said he'd be in contact, so you could probably visit him,
Alright.
but he didn't give you a sending stone. If he
Alright.
did, say hello to a retcon, because it's been like 15 sessions.
He didn't. No. I
No.
remembered the wrong character with that sending stone. Maybe.
Gotcha.
So she's gonna think out loud. Like, do we have a way of like contacting the mayor? This is supposed to be like his city, right? Can he maybe protect his people from literal fucking demons? Fuck this shit.
I mean, unless you want to swing by his mansion, house, cave.
Far away is that?
Give me a survival check to determine if you can mentally navigate the city.
17.
You do know exactly where the Capitol building is, and it's most likely where he is going to be found. You don't recall if his house is public or like where he sleeps is public.
Yeah. Is that very far away or like 5 minutes that way?
It's basically in the direction you're like the goop is going, but it's like the direction's just like, vaguely west.
Yeah,
It could
yeah.
point at a lot of things, but it is in that direction.
All right. I mean, the goop is going his way, so we follow the goop. Do we hope it's not? Oh no, is it trying to attack him? Oh god! Come on, move your feet, people.
I assume. Do you all start moving your feet, people?
Agreed.
Word. So, you all follow along in Wayland's path. As you're traveling, the miasma, this kind of like chalky, almost rusty colored fog in the air, is getting a little bit noticeably thicker, but not so much so that it seems like you're finding some epicenter. It just seems like it's either getting worse or you're getting closer to a source. But it's probably still far off. You continue to walk, and it continues to sort of like tingle at the lungs a bit. It's becoming uncomfortable, a bit like sweat inducing, and you can very clearly smell the sulfur in the air. Whatever's been going on with the demons that you just fought, it's clear it's probably across a wider area right now. And eventually, as you're walking, you hear what sounds to be the sounds, or what seems to be the sounds of battles up ahead of you. Specifically, the sound of like metal clanging against various hard objects.
Like my nuts.
Goddamn!
Oh my god.
I'm going to prepare another spell, but I am not going to move from soldiers' shoulders. I'm comfy.
Gotcha. Getting prepped to cast a spell if you need to. Anything else you do before you all approach the sounds of fighting?
I like to party.
Do we want to like call out? Like, ayo, this
Uh,
us.
Probably.
And
Fuck.
as you can make out the sounds of fighting more clearly, you can also see what seems to be possibly a Goliath height individual fighting in the distance. You can just kind of see the motions of like a swinging sword, but the fog at this distance is starting to make it a little hard to see things. Because that person's like a good like throw, like balls throw away. I didn't want to say like 200 feet because I know Europeans, Imperial.
Yeah, Americans will do anything to avoid. I forgot
really,
the other one. Metric
I
system.
really had to not say football field because I was like, they're gonna make fun of me for being an American. I know.
Yeah, it's gonna happen anyway.
It's about like 200 eagle wingspans away.
Damn.
It's like 30
yeah.
meters away.
I suppose we are going to approach and just gonna call out. Hey, we're not demons. We're here to help, I think.
The swinging and grunting noises of somebody fighting just kind of continue. It seems like they aren't paying much mind to what you said.
We should probably hurry a bit more.
Well, my feet aren't touching the ground, so hurry up.
Little shit!
Agreed. They probably need some help right now, especially if they're fighting demons. And you see Waylon like pick up his like stride a little bit.
Oh, the marching band sounds start.
Oh yeah, by the way, anybody who's watching this right now, if you suddenly hear marching band noises, you are not losing your mind.
That's Yasha.
Well, welcome to living in a small town. There's free shits and fine in this fucking town, which is
Free
essentially marching band. We occasionally go to the air pressure gun range and sometimes shoot down a wooden eagle. But mainly we just drink a fuck ton of beer.
Your country is wild. I gotta visit that.
Listen, if you're ever over here, considering how many of those are in my area, you will hear them.
Word. But anyway, as you're all approaching through the miasma, you can start to see through the rusty fog a little bit better. And eventually, you come to see what seems to be like a nearly 7-foot tall man, probably more like 6'6" or something like that. Really tall, bulky looking dude, swinging around his Zweihander. And right as you get close enough to kind of like make out the details of his face and the whites of his eyes, he's like just finishing up cleaving it down into a shadow demon that was in front of him, kind of in the space between you and him. And he lets out some like really heavy huffs as you can like see the steam clearly coming out of his breath. He notices you. Oh, citizens. It's dangerous out here, you know.
Look at the axe to my head. I look back at him.
I mean, yes, we are
Yeah.
also dangerous. We just finished off that. She like points at the goop that's reforming. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's still kind of like sliding along the ground. You can see like a streak in the snow that's darkened and sort of like wetted the snow. And he's looking down at his blade, and the goop is also kind of like flowing past him between his legs now. Oh. Well, look at that. Looks like you're all a bit of help. Thank you. He's like kind of looking around, like squinting over at you because it's still like hard to see you at your distance.
Yeah, I'm going to slide down from Soldier's shoulders. Sorry. Sideshow.
Yeah, sure.
Yasha, what are you doing
Such
inside?
a fucking yo, it's fucking trap.
Oh, good heavens.
Do it.
Yeah.
It'd be funny.
Yeah. And I'm just going to approach the man casually. And just, hello. Yeah, we did that one.
Give me a quick perception check as you're about like within 10 feet of him.
Come on, I do as well. Fuck yeah! 24.
You notice as you're getting closer, and you can clearly make out his facial details, two things. One, you recognize this dude from the presidential candidates. Presidential. Freudian slip, folks. Can you guess what the theme of this campaign's been, based on the time frame? One of the mayoral candidates. You recognize him as Garrick Lionel, the military leader, or the head of the police, or military police are the same thing in this town right now.
Yeah.
And second, you see that his eyes kind of like glance a bit to his left, and it seems like he's listening for something behind him. When you notice the thing that he probably just like glanced over his shoulder to listen to, is a sort of looming figure behind him emerging from the shadows, readying to strike. As one of the shadow demons sort of like materializes from the rusty smoke behind him, which is much thicker here than in the courtyard. And just as it's about to bring down a slap, like some sort of strike on the back of his head, a great whoosh of air rushes behind you, and after a shadow appears behind it, or not behind you, behind him, After a brief shadow darkens the area in front of you, the demon is gone. And everybody, you see quite a sizable wolf directly behind him that seems to be about 10 feet tall off the ground, standing on all fours. Like, that's just its height standing, not on its like hind legs or anything.
Oh, hell yeah, puppy.
With a demon clenched inside of its jaws, currently oozing out of its teeth.
I'm going to give a little bark of good job with my fucking woodland speak or something like that. I
You know what?
keep
Fuck
forgetting.
it, that puppy comment
Speech of
is
the
in
woods.
character.
Hello, flowers.
Hmm?
Impressive.
Let's see if I can do this voice. You called him a puppy out loud, right?
In a very sudden shift of tone of voice. Oh, puppy!
It glares over at you right after you say that.
Just for a moment, Flowers comes out. Oh, puppy! And just smiles stupidly at it.
Think I heard you say something, Ezra?
Impressive.
You see Garrick like look over his shoulder at the wolf, and he's like scratching at his like really unkempt beard. Yeah, to say the least. He like gestures and turns his body over towards it, and he speaks a bit more softly, but you can hear him say, "Why don't you do another perimeter sweep, main streets? You're faster than me." And looks down at him, looks back at the group, and you can hear this kind of like grumbly noise from him. It's almost like he's going like, all right. But it's sort of midway between that and just like a growling dog. So it's kind of hard to tell if he was just talking, but he seems to be responding like a person, right? Moments later, you see the wolf turn his head down the main street and just sprint off as fast as the wind and disappear inside the smoke.
Would this feature help me decipher what the fuck he just said?
So you get the ability to converse
If he
with
said
beasts
something.
and many fae. You learn to speak and read and write. It helps you understand that whatever was being communicated there was not any sort of complicated speech between, like, it wasn't like the complex emotions of a beast or like a fae saying something kind of strange. That really was just kind of like a dude going like, eh.
Fair enough.
You are able to decipher it was a simple exchange between two people.
Damn. Fair enough.
And Garrick turns back towards the group. Now then, since you're all capable fighters, let me have a look at all of you. If you're going to be wandering about the streets in the middle of a day like this. He's like slowly examining each and every one of you. Wow. And like he pauses looking at Alice. Centaur. Pardon my rash tone, but you're not exactly common around here. Am I right in assuming that you're Miss Alice? Purple, you there?
Oh, I'm sorry, zoned out.
You good? You see Garrick, he kind of like waves up at you, seeing that the smoke's starting to like get into your head. Alice, am I getting your name right?
Yes.
He's looking back at the rest of the group. Seems like all of you aren't too used to the smell of demons. Gets in your head. He's like walking forward a little bit more past Malin and like closer to the rest of the group. If you're not used to things like that, you'll find yourself in sticky situations very fast.
We can adapt fast.
Good. That's a good quality to have. Now, the Alice, you were part of the purchase of the Opal estate, which likely means the rest of you were also part of that purchase. He looks at the rest of the group. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Missing the merchant. Guess that guy knows how to keep his nose clean, or at least hidden.
It was more of an accident that is keeping him away at the moment, but sure.
Well, say, none of you would know anything about, well, what might be causing this sudden demonic incursion on this lovely little town of Pleodorus, would you?
I have a theory. I'm going to look over at the other people, being like, should I tell him?
I'll hold up like a hand signal just to. Motherfucker. The one where you're pinching but not full pinching, and I'm trying to tell you a little.
Yeah,
you can tell him a little.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Fuck. Christ. Prayer.
It's okay. And just sort of shrug her a bit. Well, unless you already know something, it could have to do with demon boxes, if you know what those are, or like fake treasure chests that have demons in them. Yeah.
Good. It's not wise to be lying to a, well, officer of law. Glad we're on the same page.
You think I would lie? I feel offended.
Oh, I think lots of people would lie, but I know you didn't just now. Let me guess. Big ornate box, it was lighter than usual. Had a lot of intricate metalwork on the face of it. You looked inside the keyhole, saw something scary. Sound familiar?
Yeah, just about right.
Yeah. You lot were part of one of the groups that was meant to deliver one of those from the neighboring town to here.
I did not think you would know that, but yes.
Oh, there's a lot of things that I know. It's kind of my job. Well, really the only reason I know anything about any of you, truth be told, is after the purchase of the estate. Put eyes on you. A lot of money is easy to track down in this town. Makes my job a little bit easier. Speaking of my job, you there, and he points at Nezrin.
Yes.
Nezrin Ilkhan, correct?
She gives him kind of a look from underneath her veil. Usually people start with sister, but yes.
But you see, I don't think I need to. Yeah, it gives you a wink.
Huh? She looks a little, like, offended, and then looks down at Malin and then back up at this man.
Yeah, I will Stank face. Nuh-uh. What the fuck?
Stank face on a
Alice is
cat.
also giving a look of.
Sir, excuse me, could you explain yourself?
Oh, I should probably give them the chance to do that. They don't know, do they? He's looking back at Nezrin with like a raised eyebrow.
Hey, yo, makeshift.
Yeah?
Above table. Is Briar supposed to know what he means?
No, you are not.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's okay. That makes this whole thing so much easier. My brain no longer feels like fried dumplings. Nezra looks at him. I can assure you I don't know what you mean, sir.
Well, you see, that title is one granted to your church members when, if I'm not mistaken... sorry, I don't know the number of years you have to be with them. I don't really care, I just know. Well, it seems obvious that they don't know when you joined the church. Or, should I say, why you joined the church.
They know. And I earned my title as sister.
20 minutes later.
Word.
knocked.
Anyway. So,
What was the last
We're-
thing y'all heard out of me?
you were responding to what Garrick had just said in such a way that was like, oh, I'm offended that you...
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, that
Okay.
kind of thing.
I'm gonna start from his little comment of like, you have to be there at a certain time, and they don't know like how much time. But I'm starting from that. They know, and I earned that title. It may not have been at that church, but I earned my title as a sister. I do not appreciate the insinuation that I did not.
Oh. Well, then, since everything's out in the open, I assume they also know about the fire and your part in it. Everyone knows? And he, looks around at the group after saying that?
Just stank face glaring at him, not happy.
They are aware. How are you aware? That was nowhere near Pleodorus's... shit. That was nowhere near Pleodorus's jurisdiction.
It wasn't near our jurisdiction. However, being a detective is all part of my job. And the Death Church that you're a member of now is part of my jurisdiction. So, naturally, I had to do my job. And, well...
So you went looking through citizen records without a warrant, then?
Oh, who do you think is the one that grants the warrants?
So
He
you're
puts a hand
granting
on top of
warrants
his
without a
chest.
crime being investigated? Because I can assure you none of us are under investigation for a crime.
True. But then again, that's not why I was investigating you. And it turns out I was in the right to do that, from what I found. Now, I just want to be clear. I don't care about your past. I don't care if you were at fault or if you were a victim. All I want to make clear is I know your secrets, and I don't intend to use them against you. Are we clear?
So you'll wave them in front of somebody's face?
Get him! Fucking get him!
In front of your faces, not anybody else's. But to be clear, I need your help.
You need
And
my
that's a-
help, and yet you start off a conversation with a threat. Because intention or
bring-
not, that is what you did.
And have clearly decided to bring up the past. That is probably very painful for somebody. Not a great start.
Hammer had always said my social skills were shit. Well, Then I'll jump right to the case. I'm trying to kill Rocco. Guy's a bastard, and he's going to try and kill everybody else, so I figured I should
Good
take
luck. Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry, I know.
No, if you're saying that in character, he'll just be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, don't worry, I know. He's a lich and all that shit. Problem is, that makes him really fucking hard to kill.
Harder than you
And so
know.
I need... I think I know plenty about how hard he is to kill. I've also
Believe
managed
me.
to figure out that he is probably in possession of quite a few pieces of Moros's body.
Okay, who the fuck is giving this guy information? Who's the fucking leak? Which one of you is doing it? Who's blowing the detective? We're having a conversation right the fuck now. Which one of you is leaking information? Which bitch? If this is the motherfucking... Okay, I need to find the leak. I don't like this. I don't like the fact that he knows this much. I don't want to call him an autistic motherfucker because autistic people are nicer than this, but
Yeah!
most of them are. There's some dickheads. Like, I don't know what other mental illness to use to insult this man, so, you fucking neurotypical, I don't like you. How the fuck you know all this? Yeah, Nezra's just gonna stare at him with like a what the fuck, how do you know all this? I don't like this, this is weird, what the fuck? This is a scam, fuck the church, here's 118 reasons why.
He goes, yeah, I know I don't look the part. I'm a bit too plump. But don't worry. I'm a pretty skilled detective. All kinds of ways of digging up the info you need. Usually just gotta look for what people spend money on. That's 80% of the job. The other 20% is being willing to negotiate. Which brings me to this moment. There's only one way I know of to get rid of his lichdom. His, specifically. I'm not exactly sure how much he's connected to, but I know it's his body, you know. Bloodline, that thing.
Yes. So you want to kill his bloodline, I suppose? Is that your plan?
No. I know
Good.
enough that that's too many people. But I gotta be able to sever his lichdom. Otherwise, this bastard's never gonna die. He's gonna take a lot of people with him if he does. In fact, he'll probably take a lot of people with him no matter what. But I've managed to find something that might be able to put the... What's the phrase I'm thinking of? Why am I thinking of pickles?
Start
'cause I'm
the
in a
wheel
pickle.
rolling.
Get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I found a way to kill this lichdom without killing everybody he's attached to. It's just not easy.
Pardon me, but if we are going to speak of this, I would request we speak of this inside somewhere.
he looks around.
You know, the city is still recovering from demons wandering the street. I don't think anybody else is out here.
You are clearly an expert detective. I want you to rethink who we are trying to eliminate. Do you really think he cares?
And he like pulls aside part of his cloak, and you just see like a bunch of runes glowing along the length of his outfit. He says,
Show off.
You think I wouldn't know if he was listening?
Okay, well, you know what? Some of us don't have that, alright? Fancy pants, Rich McGee over here. Go fuck yourself. Nezra just,
over here. Fuck you.
Nezra just gives a little huff and, like, looks away, like, fine, whatever.
Listen. Plan B for me is become mayor, expand the military, make old Amrit more powerful, and maybe then figure out something from there. I do know it'll at least take a grand dragon to bring down this bastard. But unfortunately, as you could have seen, Amrit is not that. Neither am I.
Amrit?
I'm assuming that's the wolf.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
my warden. Anyway.
Anyway.
Plan A is going to need you. All of you. I'll sweeten the deal. For one thing, he points over at Alice. You'll need something better than the toothpick you're wielding.
She gives a huff of, excuse you.
These eyes ain't for decoration. I can see that's just a regular axe.
An axe that I helped make.
Sentimental value is nice. Sentimental value won't stop a demon from eating you alive.
You could have just not called it a toothpick.
Sorry, like I said, social skills are shit.
Clearly.
At
Worse
least
than
shit
mine.
can be used as fertilizer.
That's a good one. I'll remember that. He's like smiling down at you. Anyway, where did I... Hang on before I say the direction of this. Okay, yeah. He continues. You're all plan A. There's a dragon down south. Its tongue is the thing I need you to go get.
Hold on.
No.
What?
You want us to go kill a dragon? Or get you a dragon tongue?
Yes.
Well, first of all, why do we have to do that? Second of all, is it going to be like one of the city dragons? Or like a normal dragon?
No, normal dragon. Otherwise you'd be killing a living, thinking person, which... I don't want to get into the moral debates of whether or not it's worth it to take down Roko.
I have a question now of why?
Why? You clearly haven't studied much about dragons. You can give me a nature check if you want to, or a history check, to see if you know what he's implying there.
Okay, hold on. What history's a -1 and nature's a +2.
Go on, get natured. Yes!
Alice, you recall that the mouth of a dragon, or at the very least, the breath attack of a dragon, is implied to be something kind of like the pinnacle of like magic use in nature in some regard. So their mouth is in many ways one of the strongest things in nature. Although you're not quite certain the point he's trying to make, just that the tongue was probably incredibly resilient to something.
Alice will not say anything. She's just giving him a look of, please do explain still.
Gotcha. You see, that dragon down south, bit of a bastard himself. He's a necrotic dragon. So, that tongue of his is incredibly resistant to the very idea of death. You know, rotting, that sort of thing. Its mouth is one of the most powerful magic items in the world that's capable of resisting that type of rotten disease. So, even if you find a dragon corpse there, its mouth is probably still throbbing with life. The tongue, at least. That's the part that's gotta bear the brunt. So, I need you to go cut that thing's tongue out. Whatever shape you find it in, whatever you find it around, just give me the tongue, bring it back here. And I'll make all of you something, or perhaps something for myself, that can sever his lichdom. The ultimate undeath.
Well, you think you can make something that will just sever him from his like magic stuff that makes him immortal?
Well, the lich part, yes. Not so sure about the bones.
I mean, we may be able to help with that.
I think we can cover the bones.
Yeah.
That's another show of goodwill. I have no idea how you're gonna do that. So,
And for
you're
now,
probably
it will
keeping your
remain
nose
that way.
clean. Alright. Well, anyway. And he, like, pulls out a map, and he holds it up in front of you, and he says, and he, like, marks down a little X on it, and he shows you where it is, he says. See this spot here? As you're approaching it from the north and you're heading south, it'll be right between the two mountains. Walk between those and it'll be pretty damn obvious where the dragon lives.
Alright.
I get.
Good job. Well done.
Objective achieved. Well done.
We had to. Just going to look up at him. Do we get to keep the map, or are we gonna have to make our own, or like get our own?
He rolls it up and just hands it over to you. Sure.
Oh hell yeah! The cat gets the map.
Yeah.
This can only be good.
Yeah. Hey, I got a good survival. It'll be fine.
Weast. I thought you said weast.
Where's the map go? Oh.
Oh.
You speak about this instant, I will.
Yeah. I take the map and I look up at him. Alright, so we get you the tongue. How long is it going to take you to like make that thing?
Hard to tell. Don't do this often. Not too long, though. It's just mainly whatever's inside the tongue. Hell, if you were in a pinch, you could probably just rub it onto some sword and it would work similarly. Not for very long, though.
When you say not too long, that could be like a few minutes to a week. Something, please.
Give me 2
Specifics.
days. After you give me the tongue, I'll try and have something back to you.
Alright, good, thank you.
Guess we're off to go fucking cut a tongue off a dragon.
Yep. That's going to be.
Okay, Alice swear was in Sylvan, by the way. It wasn't in English or common. So
Yeah. Dragon's tongues.
After hearing you swear, he looks up at you and goes, "Funny, but I know all the swears in the other languages of the town."
All the other languages?
Yeah, it's only like 30, 50 words, something like that.
I'm curious if he knows the swears in what's the one?
Celestial?
No, hold on. Probably knows the ones in Celestial. In Abyssal.
Oh.
Really funny. I'm not gonna test it, but it would be really funny.
Alice is just gonna give a look of, do you think I was actually saying it in different language for your sake? Or just Oh, and I don't know how to swear in common. Don't need to.
Oh, it's pretty fucking fun. You should try it.
Or you could be polite in public and not swear. Just a thought.
Yeah, you got a good point. But right now we're talking about killing a lich and cutting out a dragon's tongue. And then he looks up at the sky when like a little shadow appears and like there's like a dark bird fluttering overhead. Oh, right. And the whole killing demons thing. Follow me if you'd like. And he turns and starts walking in the direction you were all originally going.
I mean, we were going that way, so let's go. Going to grab Nezran's hand.
I will hold on to the cat's hand. I am annoyed. I need cat therapy.
Mow.
Oh.
She needs the emotional support.
You?
Her emotional
hear-
support animal.
You hear Waylon go, I can't believe this is the guy I wanted to vote for.
Never meet your heroes.
All politicians are fake.
There we go.
I'm going to waddle after him. Follow the big man.
Yep. And he's also just kind of like keeping up his stride. He's in kind of like it almost seems like a deliberate waddle. Like maybe he's trying to walk in such a way to seem like kind of just like a goofy dude who's not very elegant. But you only kind of get that impression because he just flexed a lot of investigative skills. And it seems a little bit more fake now. But as he waddles in the direction of that goop, yeah.
I'm just gonna lean up to Nezran. I still don't like him.
Neither do I.
He continues waddling around, and a crow passes overhead again and like squawks something, and he goes, "Alright, looks like most of the demons have been cut down. Now I just gotta figure out where they're all going." Ugh. God, I could use some ale right now.
Did the crow squawk in like in a way that a familiar would? Or was it a crow?
No, it just gave off like two caw. Yeah.
I don't trust birds no more, man.
Your ability allows you to understand beasts.
Yeah.
So does that like allow you to hear its speech?
Yeah. Basically.
When
I
you
understand them.
when the crow flies overhead and it caws twice, you basically hear it go 1, 2, as if it's just calling out a code.
Just could look up the bird.
booze.
Was that your bird?
Oh yeah, well, we have a lot of crows that are able to gather basic information. They just squawk out 1s or 2s.
Those birds are yours?
A few of them. Not every crow belongs to me, though.
Did you have one
Maybe I
at
should
our...
have said that before.
Did you have one at our estate this morning?
This morning, and it didn't send one there. No.
Okay, then I don't feel bad about trying to kill it.
He looks
but
over
there
his
was-
shoulder, killing crows for some reason.
Why do you think I wanted to have the conversation inside?
Yeah, good point.
Yasha's
Crows
made
are
me
a bit smart.
paranoid, and I don't trust birds.
Yeah! God fucking damn it.
Trauma of a different campaign.
Right.
Birds, rats, cute little kittens, stray puppies.
Eldritch Blast!
No!
By the time I'm done with you all, you're going to be murdering every single animal you see.
God fucking damn it.
A moose?
Oh,
Square up, motherfucker! Crocodile?
oh my.
Let's go!
God damn.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
as he's just waddling his way through the smog, it does get continuously a bit more thick, but then there is kind of like it kind of starts calming down over time. It doesn't seem like it's sloping off, it just seems like it's thinning out everywhere.
Yeah.
And eventually, He starts waddling towards this kind of circular section of town, which is pretty close to the middle. A lot of people just kind of consider it the center of town. And of course, nobody's around because, smog and demons were creeping and crawling about. Everybody's rushed back indoors. Looks like end of the line. And he's like glancing down at like where the slime is in the ground. Hey, Garrick, don't step closer. What are you on about, kid? How old are you? Gotta get my eyes figured out. There's an arc on the ground in front of you. It's forming some sort of circle. Huh? He looks down. Oh yeah, good catch, kid. And he like takes his boot and he like swipes it across the snow. And you can see this like faint glow coming up through like the little bits of like fluffy snow that are still remaining. A rune. A big ass one too. And he starts like walking slowly along the edge of it, like kicking away more snow to reveal like the edge of it. And after like, 5 or 6 steps, you can see this pretty smooth arc that seems to match up with the pattern of like the circular courtyard that he's walking along the edge of. Looks like a rune big enough to take up the whole area. That is disconcerting.
But this is all just one big rune?
Not sure.
Or is it like a magic circle?
Your eyes are better than mine. Take a look.
I'm going to take a big ol' look. Would you like perception or like arcana and something?
Give me investigation check and then an arcana check, depending on the results of that.
Investigation. Ooh, 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Nice. As you look down at the snow, you can clearly see that the stone from before that you recognize is starting to become very miscolored. It seems like the demonic goop isn't just creeping along the surface anymore, it's seeping down into the stone where the rune meets the ground. And it's starting to discolor the stone, making it look a bit more reddish and purpley.
Alright, I'm gonna give that an arcana check. Oh my god, that's a 9. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's not clear what's going on here.
That's magic. That's magic. Yeah, she's gonna like step up to the like rune on the ground, gonna sweep aside a bit more snow with her tail. Well, I don't think this is good, going to be honest. I think demon goop seeping into stone isn't something that is supposed to happen usually. I'm gonna look back at the group, especially our local spellcaster. Yeah.
In the meantime, Garrick is waddling back over towards you.
Demon goop is never a good sign.
Yeah.
Does somebody want me to make a check to see if I know what the fuck is going on here?
Please.
Yes.
Okay, here you go. Arcana, plus guidance, plus cope seed mold, plus fucks your mom, gives them a child they actually love.
Damn.
This is quite a check.
Yeah.
Not again. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, baby,
Ooh.
at 28!
Ooh.
Tell me what I know, Magic Man!
So as you walk over to it, and Garrick's also kind of like waddling back over to earshot, you notice this sigil is very well written. This rune sigil, I just use them interchangeably. It is very well written based on what you can see. Like, it's etched into uneven stone, but the etching and like the glow coming from it, it's like a textbook rune. Very well made. and the demonic goop that's like seeping down into the stone, you can tell that that is currently being used as some kind of catalyst or fuel, although it's unclear to you exactly what that might be. You can, however, make a nature check to understand that.
Sure, why the fuck
Nature?
not?
Guide.
Are you guiding me?
Guidance.
Yeah,
Okay.
just gonna like have a hand on your leg. Get
Oh,
guided
whoa.
every 3 seconds.
Oof.
Eesh.
I'm
May
better
this
than
hand guide
Thunderhand.
your legs. May these legs guide your hand.
Hey.
You can't tell what exactly is going on with why the demon goop is being sucked into the ground. But you do know that demons, too many of them in one place, opens up portals into the abyss. However, this wouldn't be an ample size to do that. So it's unclear what the point of this was. It's like trying to make a campfire out of only like a few tiny like scraps of paper, like kindling. Like there's not nearly enough here to do that.
I will relay that to the cat.
Yeah. Just gonna like frown a bit. Was this set off too early? I mean, it seemed very odd timing, but Drogo seemed smarter than this. I'm going to.
On the
Oh, God.
contrary, looks like Roko is smarter than this. This thing is well made. So well made, I bet you I can't track down who made it.
Besides
Bastard.
Roko.
Well, yes, obviously it's him. He's the only one skilled enough to do it. However, that's not good enough proof. If it wasn't made properly, I could have tracked down the magic signature. Clairvoyance matched the person who made it. But this one, well, could have been written by anybody and then just charged up by anybody. Runes are a bit annoying like that. If you're good at making them, you can hide. Lich bastard.
I mean, okay, but what was he trying to? What is he trying to do with this? Is it like a portal thing?
Well, if he wanted to try and open a portal to the abyss, he's doing a shit job of that.
I mean,
We need a lot
obviously.
more demons.
So then, what is this, Mr. Detective? You know everything.
Well, only one way to find out. Looking at a bit more of it. He stands up and he gently steps 1 foot into the center. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not activated by stepping on it. He starts brushing away more of it, just kind of like waving his boots around. Looks like he's like searching for something. And after like a minute of him just kind of like kicking snow out of the way, he goes, Yeah. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do with this one. But this is supposed to be a kind of teleportation rune. It's meant to move around small objects. Or, like writing alone. What kind of messages you want teleport like this?
But probably teleport bones. But I don't know.
You ever get the feeling that you're playing a game of chess against somebody who's a lot better than you, and you're about to get swindled out of your coin?
Especially when you don't know which version of chess you're playing. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it's time to start eating the pieces then. I'm going to take out a dagger or something and try to scratch out one of the runes. Like alter it so that it doesn't work anymore.
Give me a strength check.
God.
The pieces, you little dipshit.
23!
Describe to me the way in which you try and like chisel at one of the rune symbols.
I think it would be like a like swirly bit, and she's just like going orthogonally through one of them, trying to alter it so that it looks like a different quote unquote letter. Just
Yeah, it's like
Just
when you
gonna,
have an
like,
S and you try
scratch
and
at
turn
it.
it into an 8, like a slash.
yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna like scratch back and forth at it.
Garrick walks back over to you to see what you're trying to do, and he like hurries over a bit, but then he like stops and looks at what you did, seeing that nothing has like exploded yet. The rune, you can see like it's stops glowing, like the glow kind of fades away, but then a few seconds pass, and you can see the scratch that you made is like slowly clamping itself back shut until it's like just a hairline
that
fracture,
Bastard!
and then you can see the glow return to it.
He used the fucking growing rocks.
The rocks of Pleiadorus don't stop healing and growing.
You must have made this like when
How did
it
he
was
figure this thing
made.
out?
I mean, he's fucking old.
I would have noticed if there was a rune in town square.
Oh sure, because you
Circle.
notice fucking everything. Yeah.
Pardon me, I'm trying to prevent a lot of people from dying. Anyway, I would have noticed this. How'd somebody manage to write a self-healing rune?
By being there when it was built, probably.
Wait
Just
a
a thought.
second. Maybe that's what the demons are for. These things tend to heal themselves pretty well by just putting them back together. Shit, maybe that was the plan all along. He's like biting his thumbnail right now. Seems like he's like stressed out trying to figure out what's going on.
Is it cobblestone that we're standing on?
Nope, this most resembles raw marble, like you might see at one of those mines. You know those images where like there's like a gigantic truck, but it's like in this really big blocky environment where they mine marble from, so it looks really small. Pleiadorus' stone looks like that across the streets, but it's not like pieces. The streets are like large chunks of stone that are just nice and smooth.
What is the smallest chunk that is making up the circle?
The smallest chunk you can see is like a rune etched into it that's about the size of like a basketball.
Soldier Alice, can you help me?
What do you
Just
need?
gonna walk over to that tiny bit of rune. I'm going to like look at it. I'm going to try and break the circle, but I don't really have the strength to like take out this fucking rock. So if you wouldn't mind.
Oh boy, okay. Soldier, you helping?
Of course.
Thank you.
Am I giving her advantage, or are we both rolling?
You can, since it's a strength check to see, you're trying to break it, right?
Either break it or lever it out.
On.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't be able to lever it out. It's not a separate piece. It's etched into the surface of a solid piece, and the smallest looking rune is the size of a basketball.
Okay, but what's the... Is the circle all on one big solid piece?
Yes.
Oh, so you can't just be like, if we
His-
can't break the circle, we'll just take it with us.
Yeah.
pull a Kratos and God of War and just like flip that whole disc thing.
I think that defeats the entire plan.
Yeah.
Sorry. Alright, so we can't break it, we can't tear it apart. I feel like activating it would be a very bad idea. Can you like enslave a spell? Like I know that with some fey magic, when you like when there's the spell and then you like put a piece of your own into the spell, it becomes yours. So, do you
Are you
think?
saying that out loud to Garrick?
Yeah, to just the whole group. I'm thinking out loud, trying to plan.
Gotcha.
It's like if we put the part of, I don't know how summon. I mean, I know how summoning magic works. I do that, but teleportation isn't really summoning. But it is, right?
It's similar above table. It is a similar realm of magic. You know,
Yeah.
moving one thing from one place to another.
Yeah, she's going to sit down at the edge of the circle and think and try not to act irrationally.
Gotcha.
Just let the others have a kick at this.
And you can see Garrick is still just kind of like biting his nail, trying to figure this one out.
I mean, if we have no other plans, I have a stupid idea.
Well, it depends on what your definition of stupid is. What do you got?
You just see the fucking dad look from Soldier going like,
Not again. Oh no. Well, I think you should definitely step out of the circle. Just move aside. I've only really read stories about demons. I don't really know if it's all like true and stuff, but there goes nothing. And she's going to use one of her claws to like give herself a little scratch so that she gets like a singular drop of blood, and she's going to put it on the rune.
Oh boy, this.
You do that, and you see Garrick immediately like trying to move towards you, like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" But like the droplet already like hits the surface,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing happens. It just kind of like seeps onto the stone a little bit and dries up.
Anyway, licks at the scratch. Motherfucker. So that didn't work. Hmm.
As you're pondering over this, you hear the sound of like snow crunching and like the steps on it, coming from a different direction. A direction which you all can quite easily recognize is the way to the healing church, the Cathedral of Life.
Is it Lawrence?
Oh boy. Here we go.
Perhaps.
Not again.
Or should be. Wait, before he comes. No, I shouldn't do that. That sounds stupid. Should I
And
do
as-
another stupid plan?
Go for it, Chief. He's not here yet. You just hear footsteps.
I'm going to attempt to imbue the circle with my magic using... I don't know if I need to use a spell for it, but I'm going to try and do a similar thing to casting Conjure Animals, but like through the circle.
Sure, give me an Arcana check. DC is 20.
Does it do anything if I actually use up a 3rd level spell slot?
If you use a 3rd level spell slot, I'll lower the DC to 17.
Alright. Okay.
And one more time, what specifically are you doing? You're trying to...
I'm trying to basically imbue the circle with my magic. It's really
Gotcha.
stupid, but like with conjure animals, since that is also like a sort of teleportation conjuring thing.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm gonna give that. Not gonna conjure any beast, not really. But you get this on top of that. Fucking Christ. It's 10.
You kind of focus your tiny little paws onto the stone, and you like force the magic from your body down into it, but you just can't quite feel anything. From your own magic, you can kind of feel the Feywild's influence, but it's probably just your own magic reflecting back at you. It just kind of fizzles out, and you don't learn anything from it.
Nope. Didn't work either.
Nezrin, real quick, is your eye activated right now?
No, but you know what it should be? And as I'm seeing, what is the cat's fucking name?
Malin!
As I'm watching Malin struggle, I'm gonna activate my 3rd eye. It's just
Don't
my
worry, we
2nd
have
eye.
too many characters.
It's fine. I'm tired. I really have to pee.
We'll take a pee break in just a moment.
Okay, my eye's activated. What do I see, boss man?
As you see her try and surge a 3rd level spell slot down into the stone, you can see this kind of pulse of this like green magic send down into the stone, but it seems like it pushes down into it, floats there for a bit, then just kind of steams back out towards her. Like it accepted the magic just fine, but whatever they did, it just kind of blew right away. It had no structure.
I will relay this to the cat.
Blowing steam.
You relay that as you hear the footsteps crunching and getting much closer. And before those footsteps get all the way there, let's all go take a pee break.
I gotta You?
Oi.
And we're back.
Oi,
Oi, oi, oi.
oi.
We just left off to that sound roaring out of the sky.
Oh no!
And a
Oi,
giant panda's
oi.
face appearing.
Oh no, Bakugo is descending.
And so, this. Oh, that's what I. Oh, I didn't even realize that was. Yeah, he does say that.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not about to Google it. Anyway, the last thing you heard was the sound of footsteps in the snow crunching their way towards you. And then, from the rusty haze in the air that's getting thinner now, you see somebody with quite a long spear toted over their shoulder, running your direction. And you very quickly recognize it is Lawrence. And shortly behind him is a very bulky individual.
Gonna do a big wave to the religious man. Hello.
He stops when he sees the group. Is everyone all right? Oh, hello, Malin. Oh, and he looks over at Garrick from 50 feet away, and Garrick just gives him a little dude nod, "Hey there."
Over
It's
table.
the two-
Yay!
It's the two coworkers from the opposite sides of the building that keep fighting on teams, but they have to remain professional in front of the boss.
Literally.
Oh.
Per my
You just
last
see-
email energy.
You see Lawrence just oh. Hello, Garrick. How
Don't
you
worry,
doing?
we feel the same way.
He rolls his eyes. Well, anyway, that's my cue to fuck off. I'll have to
you're
figure this
not-
out later.
You're just gonna fuck off? You're not even going to finish?
Well, yeah, it seems like. Oh, wait, hang on a second. And he's looking back over towards Lawrence and the big guy. And he sees other people behind them as well.
Was it fucking
And
Charles?
you see two members of the Life Church just in their robes, seemingly getting guarded by Lawrence and the big guy with the hammer. And they're kind of carrying these big vases with them. And once they get to where the circle's being drawn, they rest them down in the snow. And they quickly get to work just taking out a ladle and dipping it into the vase. And they start to gently sprinkle it down on the surface of the snow.
What color's the liquid?
From this distance, it just seems like water. You can give me a perception check to see if you can glean anything else in these conditions.
Is it awfully
Perception?
shiny?
That is a 7. I gotta put
That sure is liquid. Malin, you can spot though. It's hard to tell because this rusty haze in the air, but it seems like it's very quickly melting away the snow around it because it is a liquid. But you can just barely make out this faintest yellow hint to it, the tiniest bit of gold.
They're sprinkling piss. Sorry,
Yes.
I had to.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm gonna step a bit back from the people with the vases and get my hand onto something that definitely isn't that liquid. Probably Nesrin's hand again. And just
Hi.
hi.
Nesrin's hands or Nesrin's dick?
Well, wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Close enough. I'm gonna grab her hand and just quietly say, so that probably all of our people can hear. They've got the golden blood.
Oh, really?
I mean, that should maybe help heal the stones completely?
You see Garrick like, oh, 1 second, I have to smite a bot. You see Garrick like walk over. He's got like the arms outstretched in like the "come on, what's this" pose. And he's like waddling over towards them, and he goes, "Oh, what the hell is this?" And immediately Lawrence like points. He like leans his spear towards him and goes, "Nope, stay back. This is quite clearly under our jurisdiction. A demonic incursion in the middle of the city. Yeah, that's our job to cleanse it, not yours."
Nezrin looks mildly annoyed, like, bro, y'all are church. Bro.
As long as this rune doesn't get damaged before I can study it, fine.
You want to
Good
keep
lord.
it active?
Not active, I need to know what it does.
Well, then sketch it out. You
That
are a
was in the
detective. You
plan.
got paper and stuff.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of snow on the ground. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Gonna like walk forward, use my tail to wipe away a bunch of the snow. Just do that.
Oh, just do that. He like whips out a piece of paper and just starts sketching the runes that he can see under the snow as he like kicks aside some snow.
Gonna walk around and whiffle away the snow, just very annoyed at this stupid detective man.
Doesn't anyone here have prestidigitation?
I do. I can use it.
But why make his life easier?
Actually, I lied. I don't have prestidigitation. Go fuck yourself.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, just
Lawrence walks back up or walks over towards the group, and the big bulky dude just stays arms crossed nearby the two members of the Life Church who are like pouring bits of water on the ground. Is everyone here all right? Anyone hurt?
we're fine. We can take care of ourselves. We have magic and stuff.
I've been closer to death before.
I barely got
Good,
scratched.
good.
We're good.
Nezrin, your eye is still active, right? You didn't turn
Yep.
that off?
I have not turned that off yet.
As you're looking at Lawrence right now, something is a little odd about his weapon. There's like,
Oh.
you can see this kind of like steady trickle of like this thin amount of like red colored magic going from his palm where he's touching the spear, kind of up his arm and up towards his brain very slowly. And as it does, it's like changing color to like his natural aura. Give me a quick perception check as well after you see that.
Yes,
19.
nice.
You notice that it seems like one of the belts, like one of the leather straps on his outfit, he's like adjusted it noticeably higher on his torso than when you last saw it. He might be hiding something on his waist.
I'm not telling Malin because the last time I told her someone was hiding something, something exploded.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it to myself for now until I can get a point to pull Malin aside and be like, hey, yo, don't do anything stupid. But he's hiding something. I'm keeping it to myself for now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's good if nobody's hurt. But I can't help but feel that perhaps our investigation might have pushed this a bit ahead of schedule. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, though.
Well, it like sweeps aside the last bits of snow. Since we pushed it ahead of schedule, it seems that it didn't work though, so that's good, right? Sort of.
I don't know. You ever get the feeling that you're playing chess against somebody who's about to swindle you? Hey, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Any chance you know if looking into warrants without investigating crime is a crime?
He looks over at Garrick. Only the Life Church really has enough authority to tell him not to stick his nose around where it doesn't belong.
And
So, unfortunately, not much can be done about his investigations.
I'm going to put a note in whatever file he has that tells him to stop sending crows.
Yeah. You see Lawrence glance up at the sky with a little bit of a sneer. He's a bit problematic.
Surveillance
But anyway.
surveillance state.
He's also
Anyway.
a very terrible socializer.
Yeah, I've caught a glimpse of that a few times. Anyway, we have some members of the church who have a healing salve that they'll be applying to the street. It seems like the demonic essence, whatever they called it, it's seeping down into the stone. This should quell it for a time, but it is probably a Band-Aid solution. Band-Aid solution. My bad, the Band-Aid brand does not exist in this world.
Damn.
Damn.
We are not sponsored by the brand Band-Aid. Band-Aid. Motherfucker.
Band-Aid?
I'm gonna.
We're not sponsored by Brennan.
Brennan Lee Mike?
What is happening? So
I don't
anyway,
know.
Lauren says, it's just a bandage solution.
That means temporary, right?
Well, hopefully not very temporary. We don't know what this thing is doing, but this should neutralize whatever magic demons produce. Better than nothing.
Alright, so do you know what these runes are supposed to do?
He
I mean, it
glances
seems
down at the
like-
ground for all the cleaned off spots. You got a 20.
Nice.
After a bit of investigation, he's looking around and he points down at one from pretty close to one that you tried to scratch a symbol into, like this squiggly one. And he goes, wait, that one's a bit unusual. That's not, I've seen that before. It's, you know how the numbers 6 and 9 are just the same thing, but flipped upside down?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Oh, you. Well, that symbol there, it looks like that's their handwriting. It's not actually meant to be the symbol for transportation, but I can't quite tell. It's not. I just know that whoever wrote this wasn't doing a textbook. That one right there, and he's pointing down at a specific rune. It's got their handwriting, like cursive instead of print. Does that make any sense?
I suppose, yes.
Somewhat.
Problem is, things like cursive and handwriting aren't supposed to work with writing magic runes. It's the language of the weave, after all.
Well, I think Fey magic has slightly different runes than normal magic, so that would make sense.
True.
Or at least druidic magic has different runes to wizard magic.
Unless the point of it was to be deceptive. Make it seem like it was meant to do something else. And he like tilts his head side to side. It almost looks like it's the rune for containment rather than transportation.
What the Hold on. Do we... Waylon, do we know what's, like, down below this? Is it supposed to, like, grab something from down below? Like, hold it? Maybe, I don't know.
He scratches his chin for a moment as he tries to recall. At advantage. Which I'm just going to roll 2d20s for.
Solid.
11. He's scratching his chin. Well, it's not near the surface, but there is a good number of sewage pathways that travel beneath this point. It's probably unrelated. Deeper than that, it's mostly just solid stone until, well, as deep as we got. There's nothing particularly significant. It's, well, actually, that might be the point. When I think about it, this has probably the fewest tunnels traveling underneath it. It's one of the largest chunks of just stone I can think of.
Is it trying to contain rocks?
Rocks!
Fucking knew it.
Rocks!
Rocks, yeah.
I don't know. There it is. I don't know, but this rock heals itself. It's a good magical conductor. Could it be that they really are just trying to use demons to power something?
Okay, but what? What the fuck is this?
Like I said, playing chess against somebody who's about to swindle you.
And as I said, let's start eating pieces. Can we just, like,
Let's
dig up some
eating
stone?
pieces.
They both like look at you like, eating peas?
Yes! When you're playing a game that you don't know how to play and you're playing against someone that is obviously trying to swindle you, you obviously try to swindle back, so you eat the pieces.
Lawrence's face looks like he's like factory resetting after that advice. And he's like, wouldn't they just see you pick them up? He like motions reaching forward and like, ow.
Not if you're smart about it. Just say, oh look, there's a bird now. It works. It's worked twice.
Malin, you really need to stop eating the pieces.
I mean, I don't always swallow them.
And Lawrence is like scratching his chin for a moment. Eating the pieces
Anyway.
might be kind of strange, but you might have a point in that playing by the rules right now is kind of meaningless.
Exactly. Let's just dig up this thing, take a chunk out. I don't know. I don't know how this weird rock works. And like trying to chisel into it doesn't seem to work. But you seem to have like worked at it somehow. So it's gotta work again, right? Just smash it.
Well, and he like takes a step back. Nezrin, you can see that like the magic flowing from his arm seems to have like picked up a little bit of pace. Like there's more flowing up into his head right now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess might as well give it a try. And he picks up his spear and he like crams it down hard into one of the runes. And he digs it pretty far for just being a spear going directly into solid stone. It's like a good like whole like hand's length down into the stone.
Hmm.
And he like rips it back out. And it leaves behind this kind of like deep crimson gash, which even that, after a moment, just kind of like fizzles and drifts back out of the stone. What the?
That's
He's
the
like looking at
problem.
his spear. So much for
It's-
containment. What?
It's the like self-healing rock. That's the problem.
It's almost like a thick slime. It doesn't care what gets jammed into it. Sorry about that insinuation. I didn't mean to be dirty.
No worries.
Anyway, it, again, we might just have to start not playing by the rules, and I think we all know who's responsible for whatever's happening right now. Obviously, our friend. I mean that sarcastically, by the way. He's, the villain. We need to kill him.
We know.
A lot sooner.
Yes, we know.
And then you hear Garrett go, "Geez, and I thought I was bad at socializing." And
At
Lawrence, like,
least
looks
he's
over his
being
shoulder.
nice.
Thank you. Exactly. Garrick. Future mayor candidate.
No,
you just see him-
hides her. Like, she puts her. She face palms. She fucking face palms. And mutters
And-
men underneath her breath.
Garrick, like, rolls his eyes again at Lawrence's remark. Well, I got all these etched down. Not much else I can do here now. Just gotta get to the books again. And all you, stay safe now. I'm counting on you. He like looks at Lawrence and gives him like a joking like points his fingers at his eyes and at him, and then just turns and leaves. And meanwhile, the members of the Life Church, they're like continuing to like sprinkle water along the length of the rune. And wherever you see them sprinkle water, it seems like the light from it is dimming.
Hmm.
Lawrence, the water they're sprinkling, that's the blood, right?
Most likely, if I had to guess. Problem is, I can't really say much. It's the only solution we have. You do something to dampen the presence of demons here.
I mean, wasn't
I'm
it
guessing
also?
just killing them doesn't change much.
No, the substance they're spreading is similar to holy water, but stronger. It's meant to be, for lack of a better term, sticky. Makes actually quite good on the stone. Since they're all collecting down in here, we should be able to cap them off and perhaps dissolve away the demonic essence. Hopefully. Oh, and Nezrin, since your eye is active, you would see this.
Mm-hmm.
As they're sprinkling that water on top of the stone, you can see kind of a faint glow of like golden color drift down into the stone and stay there. Whereas like the green Feywild magic from Malin was like fizzling back out after a moment, and this red magic from Lawrence's spear also fizzled out similarly. This stuff's kind of like sinking down into it. It's faint, but it's chilling. Maybe it's neutralizing the demon stuff.
Hmm. I'm not gonna relay that just yet because I don't want to. I want to tip my cards. Not yet. I don't want Lawrence to know.
It's a bit that to
What?
neutralize, but still can't do anything about it.
Well, I guess while I'm here, do any of you have any plans for what we can do?
Well, I've tried giving it blood. I've tried giving it magic. It didn't seem to want that. Tried scratching it out. Didn't work.
No, I mean, well, yes, but I mean about, Roko.
Like, points off in the distance, implying somebody not here.
I mean, well, the other guy, the detective dude that was here, had a plan, I suppose, but we would have to go cut out the dragon's tongue.
Oh. Well, now that I think about it. He's a strange man. But that seems like it could be a good idea. What kind of dragon?
The necrotic, right? Right? I think.
I believe that's what he said, yeah.
That is correct, it was.
And you see Lawrence kind of like he's kind of like fiddling with his fingers in the air, trying to think about something.
Yeah, that actually makes a good amount of sense. Trying to get something that's as resistant to necrosis as possible. That might be the key to killing a lich.
I mean, that and possibly lifting the pact that he's under.
True.
Either way.
Well, I know Garrick is a bit deeply unpleasant to be around, but he really does have the best interests of this city at heart. He just does whatever he pleases to get there. Like, investigating things he shouldn't investigate.
And he, as Lawrence says that, he like glances at the spear and like grips it a little bit harder. And you even see him like adjust his like belt that's like a bit higher than usual, Nezrin, as he says that.
Are you okay?
Something seems like I'm getting not who he says he is vibes off this fucker. Makeshift, what's that look on your fucking face? Makeshift, what's that look on your fucking face?
For everybody who can't see me, I'm making some Dr. Seuss ass faces right now. I'm looking like the Grinch about to steal Christmas.
His eyebrow is higher than the peak of Mount Everest. Bro is giving me the stank brow right now.
He's doing a Grinch face of, oh, these people just fucked up somehow.
I'm going to
You walked right into my trap, Mr. Bond.
I know. I'm going to walk up to fucking Christ, Lawrence, and going to basically reach out to his hand, but the hand that's on his spear. Usually he wouldn't let me touch this. I'm just gonna like pat his hand and say like, "Are you okay?" Just seem.
Yes, I'm fine, Malin. Thank you.
Real quick before any chance I can like give me just a second to look through my shit because I still have stuff. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. Why do I have so much combat shit? You know what? Actually, you know what? Cantrip message. How many words could be in this little message? It does not have a limit. Yay.
No, it has a range limit, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I will secretly kind of point my finger towards Malin, and in my mind, I'm gonna tell her, hey, his magic's doing something funky. It's like kind of like in his brain from the spear. She's obviously explaining this a lot better than I am.
Yeah.
She explains what's going on with the magic and the spear to Lawrence's brain, and she also tells Malin she's a bit suspicious that he's not who he says he is right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my hand on the hand that's touching the spear and sort of move it down to actually touch the spear. Well, the wrapped spear, but...
When you touch the spear, he seems like a little distracted just from like thinking about the circumstances. But when you touch the spear, just quickly, it seems like that's when like his attention is grabbed, is when you like touch the spear part, and he goes,
Mhm.
Everything all right, Malin?
That's what I'm asking you. You seem distracted. Are you okay? Are you injured?
I only got a light wound. I'm all right. I'm just worried about the town right now.
I don't have shit.
he said a light wound out loud.
I don't say that out loud, but can I do some sort of check to get what's going on?
Yeah, give me a insight check on like what's up with the way he's talking, the way he's moving, the way he's grooving.
Can I also do an insight check?
Yeah.
Oh goddamn! I ain't known shit.
My
Come on. Hey.
16,
Yeah.
better than nothing.
Malin, right over your head.
Yeah.
I don't know what Nezra's
Nezrin.
talking about. He seems just as fucked up as ever.
Nezrin, since Malin's kind of like holding eye contact and like that's where her attention is, you don't have to look at his face. You see that as this conversation's kind of going on, it seems like Lawrence has unconsciously kind of like brought his left hand up to that belt and it almost in like a covering it like a, you know, when people are nervous they'll like put their hands in front of them a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like unconsciously them shielding themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what he's doing. He's seems to be unconsciously covering whatever's injured.
His dick is injured.
Oh my god.
So he is injured.
Do not fist android girls. I mean, wait, what?
You
Wrong
can't
world.
tell me what to do.
No, wait, he did say that he was injured, didn't he? Mubby. Okay, well,
He said it's just a light wound.
alright, light wound man. You're gonna get... Hold. Cure wounds. Fuck you. Just gonna reach out, touch his arm that's like shielding himself. Gonna give him 7 HP. If that even does anything.
Let me just quickly read this just to refresh myself. Creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to effects on undead. Spell has no effect on undead constructs. Your spell casts once. As you explicitly target him with a healing spell, it feels like it doesn't really do anything. Almost like your spell just kind of right through his skin.
She will touch him, frown very deeply. Lawrence, something is wrong with you. I'm going to need you to like sit down or something.
Malin, I'm quite all right. I got scratched by one of the demons. It's an unusual wound. I'll be fine. I'm with the healing church.
You're with the healing church and yet you're still injured. Something isn't right here.
Well, I did just get back from battle, but if you must see.
He glances around a bit, and he like loosens his like waist belt a bit, and he like lowers it. You can see this kind of like purplish claw mark across his like right underneath where his rib cage would end. And it's like a noticeably deep gash, but it's not bleeding right now. It seems like perhaps he had closed it up with lay on hands, but a noticeable purple color up against his skin. Like it looks bad. This is not a light flesh wound.
Nazarene? Do you
Yes?
can you see magic on this?
Can I see magic on it?
With Moros's eye, you don't see any demonic magic coming from it. It's just a really deep gash with a purple color right now.
Odd. No demonic magic.
Do I know anything with my medical knowledge? Like poison?
You can give me a medical check.
Fuck yeah. 18.
This looks really severe. This is not like, I'm good, Chief, I'll walk this off kind of injury.
Oh shit!
This is clearly a how are you standing upright kind of gash on your torso instead of like hunching over holding this shut continuously.
But like, do I know what the purple stuff means?
This mostly looks like rotting flesh.
Oh, necrosis.
Yeah, it's like a really bad bruise.
Alright, well, you're injured. That isn't just a scratch. Healing magic isn't working. And apparently there's not magic about it.
He has like a visible look of shame on his face. Not like dramatically, but you can tell he's not worried. He is just kind of like clearly like, yeah, I know. And he goes,
Listen, I know how it looks. I can explain this to you, just not in public. It's a personal secret of mine.
Okay, then take us somewhere private, for God's sake.
I'll meet you back at the Opal Estate. First, I have to finish up my business here.
Right. Be careful. Don't strain yourself. Anything like that.
Thank you.
and he like raises his belt back up and tightens it down.
Just very frowny faced Malin turns back to Nezrin and Soldier, like looking between the two of them, like, whose hand do I get to hold now?
Well, your parents aren't divorced, so you can ask for both hands.
Yes!
You might be
Both!
swung back and forth, though.
I will take both.
Nice. I assume you all head back to the Opal Estate at that point. Is there anything else you
Yeah.
want to do before leaving town square?
No.
No, just head back. It's me.
Gotcha.
Else we can do. I know.
As you're making your way back to the Opal Estate, the haze over the town is thinning more. There's just kind of a bad smell left in the air. It looks like whatever's going on with the healing church, they're quelling this gross miasma. And by the time you make it back to the Opal Estate, it seems like the miasma is pretty much mostly gone. it's just kind of, you notice it because you've spent like an hour or two inside of it at this point. And you make it back to the Opal Estate, safe and sound. I notice it is 8 p.m. right now. I can end the session there, or you can have the conversation with Lawrence right now if you'd like.
I think we could end it there.
Okay.
No, do you want to have a conversation? Okay, let's go have a conversation. Just know I am so fucking out of it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
You go, this sweet pea.
After some time passes, like a few hours pass, as Lawrence is probably taking care of some like official business and guarding the members of the church. But eventually, you do hear a knock on the door, and Lawrence shows up. He gathers in the kitchen. Where do you guys want to gather with him?
Probably in the kitchen, yeah.
Dining room, probably, rather than the kitchen.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, dining room. They're synonymous in my mind because where you. But anyway, yeah, dining room.
No, they are not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bite all of you.
Anyway, yeah, I know. That's me being weird. That's you are correct in this one. But he sits down at the table, and he still has his spear with him. And he just kind of takes a moment to like unravel a bit of the bandage and look down like the crimson red color. So, what would you all like to know?
Why did healing magic not take? What the fuck is that got to do with the spear? Why is it? I'm gonna look at Nesrin. Why is it doing something to your brain?
So you can see that. Yeah, my brain.
And like he's like really intensely looking at like the crimson color of the spear.
Do you remember what I told you when you offered to have me visit?
I'm not sure.
When you offered food, I was something like the first thing I had heard the Life Church offer me when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you look at me, I look like I'm in my mid-20s, at oldest, right?
He just kind of gestures at his face.
For a human, sure.
Yes, for a human. How long ago do you think it was that I became a part of the healing, the Cathedral of Life?
I mean, with you saying it like that, I could be funny and say like 200? Yeah, 200 years. But realistically, I would have thought like 20, maybe 15 or something.
Well, I was a child, so based on my age, it should have only been about 15 years ago. That memory was from further back, about 20 years ago. Because by the time I made it to this age, I fell in battle. I can still remember the feeling of the mud on the ground that day. It haunts me. And then I remember the feeling of waking up back inside the healing church.
And then he looks down at his spear,
Holding this. Holding
He's like scratching at the edge of it, like there's something about the spear that's bothering him. It's me.
Beer?
Yes. The spear. It's me. I'm not me. Like, Lawrence died 10 years ago. I'm not entirely certain, actually, but about 10 years ago.
Whoa!
And me, I'm just the one driving.
Where? Where did this bitch die? Why are you making that face?
All of Lawrence's memories, they started to feel comfortable, like my own, and there's a lot of days that I end up just convincing myself they are mine. And I know it's what happens every time. And eventually, this body will die, and I'll be attached to some new body, and slowly I'll forget Lawrence. Just like I have. However many times this has happened. So there, as yes,
You can't be healed because of that?
I can't be healed because Lawrence's body is a corpse right now. Doesn't work on the undead. And that's basically what I am.
I don't like that.
Neither do I. But whenever I start to feel like I'm in control of something I don't deserve, I try and remind myself, Lawrence, me, Lawrence, he would want me to do as much good as I could with what I can. That's the kind of person I think he was.
Yeah.
And I trust that all of you will be able to keep something like this a secret.
Yeah, yes, we will. I just didn't think that would be this kind of. I mean, did we meet Lawrence, or was that you already?
It's always been me. For 10 years now. That's back when Lawrence died.
If you don't mind my asking, do you remember where he died?
It's hard to say. I just remember the feeling of the mud on the ground, and I'm not certain. Honestly, I try not to dwell on it because, I don't know, it feels like I shouldn't. Like it's something private, you know?
Well, bitch, I want to know if I killed him!
Canoe!
Or whatever, fine.
Well. No, Sure. Is there any way we can patch you up? Like,
There's no point. I'll be able to mend myself back together with the same liquid you saw them pouring on the stone. It can close up wounds, but eventually time will catch up with Lawrence's body.
alright, well, if you remember us and we're still alive by the time that you change bodies, come swing by and maybe we'll be able to figure something out.
I'd appreciate that greatly, but I don't plan on letting Lawrence bite the dust just yet.
But that's good. 'Cause, I mean, I like you. You're a cool guy. Stay sort of alive. Okay?
And I like you too, Madeline. You said you were going to have to go hunt down a dragon, right?
I mean, apparently, yeah.
To get its
Well-
tongue.
If it's for the sake of trying to defeat Rocco, I'd be glad to join you if I could. Or if you'll have me.
We're adopting another stray. Let's go.
Yeah! We got
Fucking damn it.
a boy. We got an undead lance thing.
We're gonna collect them like Infinity Stones. Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Well,
Well, either way, if you decide to come or not, we're going to come bother you at the Life Church, and then you will have to. It's just your obligation now. You've made friends with us. You're our problem now. No, wait. We're your problem now. There you go.
alright. Then I'll check back in with you tomorrow morning and see about this adventure south.
Alright. Yes. I suppose we'll just take a nap for now.
And
I'd like to take a nap.
he stands up from the dining table and goes, I'll be off then. I'll see you all tomorrow, and thank you.
Take care. We'll see you.
And he makes his way out of the Opal estate.
So
Fucking
long, zombie.
funky.
What the fuck?
And I think I'll end the session there.
Aye.
Good shit, makeshift.
Chill your shit,
Yay.
weirdos.
Yash the Panda, Twitch for a blue sky, my internet is fucked, so no content from me.
Way.
That's Kitty666 and Kiwi42 on Twitter and Blue Sky. I will probably post some art at some point again, yes.
Go commission her, yes, yes.
Yeah. That is,
Purple.
Performers VA audio on YouTube and Twitch, also on Twitter. I stream, I make videos. I'm out of this.
hell yeah.
Word. It's me, your boy Makeshift. I did finish the lore video. It's now just
Yay.
needs to be scheduled.
Yeah,
I did
Fuck
it.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
did
good job,
it!
buddy.
Yay! And that is the Greenbrier on Twitch and YouTube. She does stream sometimes. This is very
Yeah.
cool. Can confirm.
Uh,
This is my wife.
this boy.
Right there. That's my wife. Yeah.
She is sealed. She go on.
Now I say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep tight. Fuck the jury guy.
Fuck,